class of 2026.
My name is Sei Nang, and I am a proud member of the graduating class of 2026. Thank you all for joining us this evening. At this time, we ask all audience members to please take out your cell phones or other personal communication devices and turn them off or change the ringtone to vibrate so that we don't have any unnecessary disturbances or distractions during this evening's ceremony. Your cooperation and understanding are greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Commencement is traditionally a solemn ceremony that is distinguished by everyone appreciating and respecting the accomplishments of the graduates by conducting yourselves appropriately throughout this evening's ceremony. As we honor each graduate, we ask that you do not disrupt or disrespect our graduation ceremony by attempting to draw attention to yourself. This ceremony is not about you. This ceremony is about us celebrating our graduation from R. Nelson Snider High School. So please honor and respect us for what we have accomplished by giving us the respect and courtesy that we have requested and that we deserve. Also, as we are honoring each of the graduates with the presentation of his or her diploma, we ask that your applause be held until all graduates have received their diplomas.
Each and every graduate and family have worked incredibly hard to be here this evening, and as a result, each family has earned the privilege of hearing their son or daughter's name read. We will save our cheers until the end of the program. From now on, until the conclusion of the ceremony, please remain in your seats. At the conclusion of the ceremony, please remain in your seats until all the graduates have exited the arena.
Thank you for respecting the wishes and rights of all of our graduates and all of our families this evening. We appreciate you choosing to join us for this monumental occasion.
Good evening. Fort Wayne Community Schools Superintendent Dr. Mark Daniel and I, Chad Hissong, as principal of R. Nelson Snider High School, do hereby certify that all members of the class of 2026 about to be presented to you have met the graduation requirements set forth by the state of Indiana and Fort Wayne Community Schools, and therefore should be granted a diploma. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand. It is indeed my privilege to now present to you the 60th graduating class of R. Nelson Snider High School, the class of 2026.
Good evening. My name is Ariel Schuline, and I'm a proud member of Snider High School's class of 2026. It is my privilege to introduce Milan Betts, who will be performing the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand, remove your hats as she performs our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early lights what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the wreckage Spangled banner yet waved for the landing of the free and the home of the brave.
You may now be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, you may place your hats back on your heads. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Alana Mall, and I'm a proud member of the class of 2026.
Good evening. I'm Riley Stegmeyer, and I am also a proud member of the class of 2026. It is our pleasure to introduce the superintendent, FWCS school board members, and the elementary and middle school principals joining us this evening, all of whom have had a terrific impact on the graduates that sit here today.
Please stand as we read your name and remain standing until all introductions are complete. Thank you.
Dr. Mark Daniel, FWCS Superintendent. Dr. Joe Brown, Chief Academic Officer. Rosie Shipman, Chief Financial Officer. Michelle Bosworth, Chief Human Resource Officer. Shanita Bolton, Chief of Family and Community Engagement and Schools of Success. Noah Smith, FWCS School Board President.
Jeremy Ames, Principal at Adams Elementary School. Carrie Kidney, Principal at Harris Elementary School. Nicholas Kirby, Principal at Glenwood Park Elementary School. Matthew Herron, Principal at Lane Middle School. Thank you all for joining us today as we celebrate our graduation from R. Nelson Snider High School. You may be seated.
Good evening. I am Taya Turner, and I am a proud member of the graduating class of 2026. It is my honor to introduce to you the principal of R. Nelson Snider High School, Mr. Chad Hissong.
Good evening, proud parents, family members, special guests, faculty, and most importantly, our graduates. Welcome to the 2026 commencement ceremony. Tonight is more than a celebration of academic achievement. It is also a moment to reflect on the journey that brought each of the graduates to this stage. The long nights, the difficult moments, the setbacks, the perseverance, the quiet determination it took to keep moving forward. For a lot of us, even some of the adults in the room. To the parents, guardians, families, and friends, thank you. Your support, sacrifice, and encouragement and love have helped shape these graduates into the people they are today. Many of you have carried worries no one else saw, offered strength during difficult times, and celebrated even when smallest victories along the way. This accomplishment belongs to you as well. And to our graduates, today represents far more than earning a diploma. It represents resilience. Each of you has faced challenges unique to your own story. Some of you balanced school with work, family responsibilities, personal struggles, uncertainty about the future, or moments when you questioned your own abilities. Yet you continued forward. That persistence deserves recognition and respect. As you exit the Coliseum tonight, you enter a world that can be both inspiring and demanding. You will encounter opportunities, but also obstacles. There will be moments that success comes quickly and moments that will feel distant. During those times, remember that you have already proven to yourselves that you are capable of growth, courage, and perseverance. I encourage you to lead with compassion. Achievement matters, but character matters more. The way you treat people, the kindness you show, the integrity you carry into your communities and workplaces will define your impact far beyond any time or accomplishment. Tonight, take pride in what you have achieved, but also take time to appreciate the people who helped you reach this milestone. None of us arrives at moments like this entirely on our own. Graduates, your futures will not be defined by a single moment, but by the choices you make every day to work hard, to care for others, to rise after disappointment, and to continue learning throughout your lives. On behalf of everyone joining us tonight, congratulations to the class of 2026. I am proud of you, I believe in you, and I look forward to seeing the difference you make in our world. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Josmar Chan, and I am a proud member of the graduating class of 2026. It is indeed an honor and my pleasure to introduce our next speaker this evening, Dr. Mark Daniel, the superintendent of the Fort Wayne Community Schools.
Class of 2026. Look around you for a second. Look at the people beside you, the families that are in the audience, your teachers, your coaches. Who got you here? This moment belongs to everyone. But let me make it clear, it especially belongs to you, the graduates. 4 years ago, we were in the process of establishing the portrait of a graduate. And our model was you. You told us, make this so. Do not let this drop. Be consistent and move forward with this. Some of you even said, I want this for my sister who's in 2nd grade. You know, we took that to heart. We knew we had to make you a promise that Fort Wayne Community Schools is committed to sending you out of here prepared for whatever comes next. College, career, military, or path uniquely your own. You leave here skilled with knowledge earned through hard work, late nights, classes that challenged you, and projects that pushed you further than you thought you could go. Those skills are yours. No one can take them. You leave here connected to this community, to mentors and teachers who believed in you, and to each other. The relationships you've built in the hallways, on the fields, and in the classrooms matter. Fort Wayne is rooting for you, and you carry those connections with you wherever you go. You leave here experienced because Fort Wayne Community Schools believes learning doesn't stop at the classroom door. You've had opportunities to explore, to try, to fail, and try again, and to discover who you are and reach your potential. That experience is the foundation you'll build on for the rest of your life. Prepared, skilled, connected, experienced. Class of 2026, that is who you are. That is what you've earned, and that is exactly what this world needs from you. You have created your own portrait, and as you graduate, it is time to show the world. Congratulations.
Good evening. My name is Levi Monroe, and I'm a proud member of the graduating class of 2026. I have the privilege of introducing the salutatorian of Snider High School. Ladies, gentlemen, and classmates, please join me in welcoming the salutatorian of the class of 2026, Diego Tavira.
Here we go. Good afternoon, grads, dads, mads, the mothers,
and comrades, along with every other supporter here today. My name is Diego Tavira, your 2026 class salutatorian. Runner-up, but still up and running. Now, balls up, we don't have a lot of time. Got you curious, didn't I? Hold on to that, that's the point. Today, I want to speak on curiosity, more than just a trait, but as a force that drives progressive personal development. Curiosity, by definition, is a desire to learn, to explore, and to understand. But I've learned that simple curiosity isn't enough. The kind that changes you, the kind that builds you, is obsessive. You need to question relentlessly. Question what you don't understand, question what you think you understand, and question answers that feel finished. Because when you do that, when you push past surface level thinking, you don't just gain knowledge, but you gain awareness. And in that process, something deeper happens. You begin to find yourself. Over time, through constant questioning, you discover what you're made of. Not just the polished parts, but the uncomfortable ones too. Parts shift, beliefs evolve, you outgrow old versions of yourself. And through that gradual, honest process of self-examination, a more complete version of you emerges, one that reflects your values, your identity, and your direction. But that kind of growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from confrontation. For me, curiosity stopped being an idea and became something real through a moment I didn't expect. One night, under alcohol's influence, my older brother Chris said something he had likely believed for a long time, that there was something wrong with me for being gay. And it hurt, not because it was new, but because it was honest. But instead of shutting down, I questioned it. If I'm wrong, then what does that even mean? If I'm broken, then why do I feel whole? And in asking those questions, I didn't find doubt, I found clarity. Because if I've taken what others might call flaws and shaped them into something I genuinely love, then maybe I was never broken to begin with. So what does it mean to be fixed? To him, it meant changing, becoming something more acceptable. To me, it felt like becoming something less. And that's when I realized, I don't want to be fixed, and I'm not broken. I'm simply undetermined. Still learning, still growing, still becoming. When he finished speaking, I responded simply, I am content with who I am. I am complete. Moments like that are not rare. They happen in different forms in different lives. But the reasoning behind them, the beliefs people hold, that's personal. My brother and I share almost everything. Same upbringing, same environment, same roots. But we differ in 3 ways: identity, education, and curiosity. And those differences create distance, not because of hate, but because of limitation. An unwillingness to question, to reconsider, and to be curious. And that's the cost of incuriosity. It doesn't just limit knowledge, it limits connection. So I challenge you, be curious enough to understand people who are different from you. Be curious enough to challenge your own beliefs. Be curious enough to grow past the version of yourself you are today. Because whether it's in academics, relationships, or your own identity, depth matters. Don't live at the surface. Sure, the top of the ocean is beautiful, bright skies, steady waves, everything visible and easy to understand. But beneath it, that's where the real depth is. That's where complexity, discovery, and beauty exist. And the same is true for you. Everything meaningful about who you are, your strength, your identity, your purpose, it exists below the surface. But you only reach it if you're willing to go deeper. So I'll end where I began. Be curious, not casually, obsessively. Because in that curiosity, you won't just discover the world, you'll discover yourself. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Tatum McGill, and I'm a proud member of the graduating class of 2026. It is my privilege and a distinct honor to introduce the valedictorian for the class of 2026. Ladies, gentlemen, and classmates, please join me in welcoming the valedictorian of the class of 2026, Mr. Sawyer Tittman.
Thank you, Tatum, for that introduction. I'd also like to thank Dr. Daniel, Mr. Hissong, and all the faculty and staff of Snider High School for providing us with such an amazing 4 years. I'll be honest right off the bat, I've been thinking of this speech since I was in middle school. I imagined standing up here in front of all of you and thought about all the wise words that I would give to you that would inspire you all to go out and change the world. But when I found out I had earned this title, I came to a realization. Not only do I not have any wise words that are going to change your life, but I have no better idea what it's going to take to succeed after graduation than any one of you in these seats in front of me. See, we're all stepping into a future that's unpredictable, exciting, and I'm sure for a lot of us, a little bit terrifying. So instead of standing up here and preaching like I have all the answers, I'm just going to share a few things that I've learned from going to school with all of you for the past 4 years. The first is this: enjoy your successes in life. Enjoy the big moments, like the one we're here to celebrate today. Graduation is a huge accomplishment, and most of you worked incredibly hard to get here. And some of you, let's be honest, you just made it. But whether you're graduating in the top 10 or you got your econ grade up to a D- on the last day of school, that diploma says the same thing. It's what you do with it next that matters. I've been to enough graduations to know that here in a few minutes, we're going to hear some families cheering louder than anyone else, directly against Mr. Hissong's instructions. If we're lucky, we might even hear an air horn or two. But it's not because they want to embarrass you or because they can't follow simple directions. It's because I know that there were times when they genuinely did not think that this day was going to come. And that's what makes moments like these so special. I encourage you to enjoy every success you have down the road, whether that's an employee of the month, a good grade on your first final exam in college, or even just making it through a hectic week of work. You see, working hard doesn't mean you have to isolate yourself from enjoyment. I encourage you all to go to that party, take that night off to enjoy yourself, and even finish your lunch early to attend the Friday Friday dance party, courtesy of the Snider High School Peace Club. And speaking of parties, I've heard that the graduation party of the century is tonight. So shout out to Lane, Jay Woods, and Fat Folks. But there's no way that I'm paying $25 to get in, so you got to lower that price. But in all seriousness, take the time to enjoy your wins in life, no matter how minuscule they may seem. Secondly, I encourage everyone in this room to do your very best every single day. I'm going to do great things. It's easy to say with all the excitement and adrenaline of graduation, but what I've learned about being great at something is that it isn't just one moment, one decision. It's a habit that you build day after day. You see, I've seen countless of you in these seats in front of me show up to school every day and do your absolute best, even when it was boring, when it was frustrating, and when you had a million other things on your mind. It's not always easy to stay focused on the things and people that matter when life gets chaotic. For example, you could have a huge test you need to be studying for, but you can't focus because all your friends are blowing up your phone saying that your name was mentioned in some song. And we all know what I'm talking about, the infamous troll diss. Parents, you shouldn't know what I'm talking about, but I highly recommend giving it a listen. My point is, excellence is achievable for every single person in this room. Going to the military, you can outwork every single person in your boot camp. That's your choice to make. Going to college, you can show up to class every day intent on learning something new. You see, it's easy to say, but it takes consistency. Not just when you feel motivated, but when that motivation fades. I can promise everyone in here that things are not always going to go our way. You're going to face challenges, you're going to have to deal with adversity, and sometimes, I'll be honest, life is going to suck. But it's how you respond that matters. And you may not realize it, but we have already seen how to do that at the highest level countless times over our 4 years at Snider. You see, Snider has been a place where we have been surrounded by excellence every day, and that hasn't been by accident. It's because at Snider, you have had teachers and staff that genuinely care about your success down the road. Teachers like Mr. Tudor, Mr. Grotemat, and certainly Ms. Hedgecock, who has been everyone in this room's biggest supporter from the day they walked in and will be for the rest of their life. These teachers sacrifice so much more than you realize. It's not for their benefit, but to see you succeed. So on your way to bigger and better things, don't forget to thank the people that helped get you there. And so even though I don't know exactly what it's going to take to succeed after graduation, I do know this. Snider has prepared us as best as we can. We've learned how to push through challenges, how to keep going when things get tough, and how to support the people we love. And so, class of 2026, let's celebrate this moment. I've got cigars in my pocket that are ready to get smoked after this ceremony. Enjoy it. Take all of this in because you have earned it. But when the celebration ends, let's get back to work. Thank you.
Sometimes you just love your valedictorian too much. He just recognized all of his favorite teachers and his dad sitting right here. Dang. And I don't know what's going on between you and Lane, but my tickets are free, dude. I don't know what's up. You got to get that fixed. All right. We are now preparing for the presentation of the diplomas. As Sawyer already warned you, the class of 2026 requests that you please hold your applause until the graduates' names have been read. The problem is I know many of you already. The graduates sitting before you have worked incredibly hard the last 13 years to be able to savor this moment. Please allow this moment to be about the graduates, as outbursts of any kind will only draw attention away from the graduates and will insult the dignity of their moment. I already know one of my family is sitting over here to my left. Love them dearly, second year in a row, can't wait. After the members of the class of 2026 have been announced and receive their diploma, we'll welcome your applause and your appreciation of their efforts. At this time, we will now present the 60th graduating class of Snider High School, the class of 2026, with their diplomas.
Sawyer Tittman, Diego Tavira, Say Nang, Lauren Prohaska, Tatum McGill, Josmar Chan, Levi Monroe, Taya Turner, Riley Stegmeyer, Alana Mole, Ariel Schuline, Zaria Calicott, Milan Betts, Madeline Abbott, Alyssa Atkins, Hawa Adum. Anthony Aguirre. Christopher Albin. Winter Alexander. Isaiah Ali. Taylor Allen. Keegan Allgaier. Braxton Alt. Jasmine Alvarado Hernandez. Sophia Alvarez. Holden Anderson. Rachel Anderson. Chase Andrews. Jocelyn Aquino. Isaiah Archibald. Jamiria Armour. Paola Arribas Plata. Wesley Atz. Janaya Avery. Samara Avilas. Sawyer Beatty. Tristan Barker. Shania Bendros. Vanessa Bird. Chloe Blackman. Andrew Bourne. Aiden Bowers. Aubriana Bradley. Jaquel Bradley. Jovan Bradley. Maya Bradley. Gavin Briles. Ashlyn Brinley. Blanca Briones Cura. Zabella Brockway. Alana Brown. Dharma Brown. Jason Brown. Kimry Browning. Shirley Buendia. Ariana Beaning. Alyssa Bumgarner. Callista Burgess. Nico Burton. Lacey Butler. Andrew Caldwell. Christopher Caldwell. Isaiah Caldwell. Gabriela Campos. Jacqueline Kappa. Jamari Carlisle. My Angel Carlisle. Jillian Carpenter. Lydia Carpenter. Micaiah Carter. Honesty Casey. Israel Castellon. Brian Castro Lopez. Tony Causey. Stefano Cella. Danique Chamberlain. Savannah Clark. Ava Clough. Jocelyn Coates. Carla Perez. Braden Cochran. Bianca Colin Perez. Terry Collins. Vaughn Collier. Ariana Conklin. Kenyon Conklin. Sean Conley. Jeremiah Crawford. Tori Chrissinger. Mariana Cruz. Anna Cruz. Evelyn Cuevas Garcia. Vincent Curran. Preston Curtis. Trinity Dancer. Alexander Daniel Coronado. Crosby Daniels. James Davis. Janitra Davis. Jordan Davis. Justice Davison. Addison Deckard. Alayla Dennis. Layla Denton. Damian Diaz. Niang Shin Dim. John Dinwiddie. Isabella DeRico. Braden Dock.
Samantha Doctor. Owen Dodson. Yamalet Dolores Campos. Crystal Dominguez. Omari Doss. Sofia Duarte. Maria Duarte Zapata. Savannah Dutt. Elijah Dovalan. Brady Eagleson. Genesis Ebel. Gavin Edwards. Gear Edwards. Manuel Aguia. Sienna Ely. Rebecca Eifrid. Kalia Eisenbrown. Carlin Ellis. Cheryl Escobar Martinez. Malia Eubank. April Everts. Mia Everts. Dominic Flamarin. Selena Fadias. Ezekiel Fernandez. Torrico Fields. Nalea Files. Holden Burks. Maisha Fitz. Nicholas Flores. Amari Snacks Ford. Trey Freiberger. David Garcia. Carlos Garcia Reyes. Jasmine Gates. Jacob Gaddis. Ari Gutan Guzman. Ethan George Smith. Takori Giddens. Aubrey Godfrey. Madeline Goheen. Karsten Gerbers. May Gonzalez. Yair Gonzalez. Connor Goodwin. Asia Green. Ava Green. Brooklyn Green. Kelder Grorud. Brandon Grosjean Phillips. Jace Guevara. Kona Guzman, Austin Habegger, Raven Hamblin, Jalea Hamilton, Darian Hamlet Matthews, Aubrey Hannock, Kennedy Haney, Jaquavion Harris, Jersey Havland, Victor Hayes, Riley Hefty, Justin Hain, Hannah Henry, Ada Hernandez Polanco, Serenity Hicks, Luke Hill, Delmaro Hill Robinson, Isabella Homan, Oliver Hantz, Stephanie Hood, Orpheus Horst, Brooke Hovis, Madison Howie, Hey Lou 2, Hey Nay 2, Yanit 2, Niang Hawe, Kane Huckariti, Aaron Hughes, Jaylyn Hughes, Preston Hunden, Elena Hurst, Skylar Hutchinson, Katie Ibarra Alvarado, Jacob Matthew Ice, Ella Ingram, Anaya Irons, Aiden Jackson, Elias Jacobo, Leland Jen, Danaya Jennings, Rudy Jimenez Gonzalez, Alana Johnson, Bryshawn Johnson, Isaiah Johnson, Tristan Johnson, Stuart Johnston, Khalil Jones, Addison Kamaka, Mackenzie Keller, Zay Kelly, Amia Kasith, Esther Kim, Analia Kimball, Zachary Kinder, Azanea King,
Isabella King, Mayo Ko, Matthew Cox, Ivy Kowalenko, Aaron Kramer, Lola Kroner, Fallon Kruger, Amira Coomer, Demaray Robinson, Kanaya Lamb, Ava Langus, Skysha Lawrence, Jade Lehman, Madeline Least, Owen McCann, Cameron Lewis, Tang Lien, Misha Lixon, Peyton Lixon, Herbert Lydell, Thomas Lynn, Michael Lowry, Ong U, Rex Malagon, Landon Markley, Andrew Marley, Jamira Martin, KL Martin, Mauro Martinez Acosta, Zubair Mashwani, Jackson Mast, Riley Masterson, A. Ma, Nathan McBride, Anna McLean, Rory McClendon, Joshua McCluskey, Beverly McDonnell, Jamari McGee, Madison McMillan, Melody Melgar, Liani Mendoza, Tremaine Merriweather, Brennan Michael, Jaden Miguel, Charles Miller, Jaden Miller, Adrian Minnick, Alexander Miser, Emma Mitchell, Sabrina Mix, Tamir Mohammed, Omanma Binti Mohammed Hussein, Jack Mormon, Roxana Mondragon, Colson Munir, Tyler Monroe, Micah Moore, Savannah Moreno, Caleb Morgan, Alexis Muhammad, Rahamarbi Mujikan, Carson Monroe, Diana Nar, Anthony Navarro Madeira, Kedron Nero, Gabrielle Newbill, Paul Ney, Bayanda Ngema, Caden Nickel, Carson Nix, Elise Norris, Ricardo Oliva, Anna U, Vanessa Ortega, Fardos Osman, Ethan Painter, Christian Pantoja, Lane Patterson, Kamori Pearson, Benicio Perez, William Perry, Aiden Pfeiffer, Michael Pickens, Jarius Portee, Justine Porter, Madison Priest. Giovanni Prudenciano. Mackenzie Putman. Allison Rackenack Oliva. Kaylana Rayson. David Ramos. Nicole Ramos. Katie Raymer. Shamar Reddick. Jacob Reed. Isaiah Reinders. Josiah Renna Sharp. Deacon Rhodes. Caden Richards. Amia Richardson. Desire Richardson. Molly Ryder. Jalen Reamer. Noel Roby. Kyler Robinson. Elise Robles. Savannah Rodriguez.
Eleni Rodriguez Rodriguez. Leslie Romero Mayo. Saren Rosema. Alexi Ryan. Edgar Salzar. Aspen Sallow. Diego Sanchez Cornejo. Marvin Sanchez Garcia. Jasmine Sanchez Nakasin. Akira Sanchez Ortiz. Thang Sang. Reagan Schwartz. Hayden Scully. Abigail Segura. Yamalet Segura Carmona. Jocelyn Segura Perez. Austin Serratos. Keely Seward. Alana Shaw. Caleb Sherwood. Spencer Shively. Thang Sien Siem. Jada Sicard. Landon Sierra. Nicholas Sims. Marquel Sinclair. Jen Singh. Jackson Slater. Amalia Smiley. Damarian Smiley. Oriana Smiley. Brendan Smith. Brennan Smith. Cooper Smith. Kanaya Smith. Bayla Snider. Moyan So. Diomar Soto. Mackenzie Soto. Vanessa Soto Smith. Logan Spitznagel. Brenna Spooler. Spencer Stanke. Damian Starkey. Edward Savansky. Caden Steffen. Mia Stegmeyer. Amari Stevens Wilkins. Alexander Stockman. Michaela Stone. Wyatt Stone. Reese Settle, Dane Taylor, Dayana Taylor, Madeline Taylor, Gabriella Michelle Teeters, Briley Teeple, A Lur Thaw, Alexa Thomas, Darion Thomas, Patrick Thompson, Kant Thura, Kevin Temis, Yaza Tion, Jennifer Tipton, Isabella Toro Blum, Ramaj Toten, Tegan Trimmer, Javon Tucker, Mung Tong Tung, Jacob Turner, Kason Turner, Luke Ulsh, Hugh Vance, Kai Vaughn, Theo Vaughn, Brian Vasquez, Angel Villalobos, Alyssa Pockety, Braden Votaw, Samuel Waldenton, Anthony Wally, Anaya Waters, Jayla Watkins, Shayla Watkins, Tamaya Watson, Anthony Weaver, Arlene Weaver, Amir Wagman Hussein, Lola White, Maisie Whitesell, Kennedy Williams, Thomas Williams, Brenna Williamson, Christopher Wilson, Jasmine Wilson, Niara Wilson, Xavier Wilson, Avea Wingett, Corday Winston, Jones Wonderly, Jordan Woods, Quinmaya Wright, Morgan Yoke, Alexa Zuber, and Dane Zuber.
At this time, it is my privilege to introduce to you the Snider Class of 2026 President, Zaria Calicut.
Class of 2026, please stand. One of our last acts together as the class of 2026 is to move our tassels from right to left, signifying that we are the graduates of R. Nelson Snider High School and therefore alumni. Join me as we move our tassels from right to left. Congratulations, we did it!
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the 60th graduating class of R. Nelson Snider High School, the class of 2026. Congratulations.